Hey guys, Josh Macin here. Day's winding down, and I'm going to do a colonic. It's a nice, awesome way of relaxing, ending the day, and also cleansing the body. I think it's probably the most important additional healing modality on this journey. The difference between a colonic and an enema, a colonic is using 4 to 5 gallons, sometimes even more, of water that's going through the entire length of your intestines, of your colon. An enema is just using a couple quarts and only getting into your rectum and lower part of your colon. So they are different. I think colonics are much more effective. And within the world of colonics, there's different types. You have where you go to a place and you use a machine called like an angel of water or something like that. That's called a closed machines. And these are basically using some type of X amount of force propelling the water into your intestines. And I find that they can be rather harsh on the body, especially compounded over time. The best and most effective and most gentle colonics are the open gravity systems, where you basically just use gravity when you place a bucket of water 2 feet above the toilet bowl. It allows for the perfect amount of pressure to be inserting water into your intestines. And when you're using gravity and you're using the siphoning system that I'll show you in a bit, your intestines really only take in as much as they can handle. So it's much more gentle. The reason we need to do these is because of all of the caked on junk in our intestines, the pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers, hormones, heavy metals, plastics, estrogens, all this stuff caked on the inner walls of our colon. Also impacted fecal matter from years of eating improper food combinations. There's a doctor, his name was Dr. Harvey Kellogg, and he said in the 200,000 colon surgeries he's done, he's only seen one, or he hasn't seen any colons that were the way they should be in nature and the way they are in textbooks, where they're perfectly shaped and folded in the right spaces. Instead, they were all just twisted, and I think the word is tormented. Tormented might be the medical term, I believe. In any case, we've been eating really badly for many, many decades. We've been raised in all kinds of incorrect ways, eating the wrong foods, the wrong food combinations. Our flora has taken a hit, our digestive system has taken a hit, and that leaves us with impacted fecal matter. Most people, by the time they're 25 years old, probably have over 10 pounds of impacted fecal matter. So colonics is an amazing way to get rid of the junk, elevate your frequency, and become a healthy, happy soul on this planet. Okay? So in the beginning of my journey, I was doing about 3 a week. You always want to alternate a day after doing one. You always want to take a day off. Nowadays, I do 1 every 2 weeks, 2 a month about. Much healthier now, so I don't need to do them all the time. But in the beginning of this process, it's a really good habit to get into, to consistently flush out the tract. Especially in the beginning of this process, each of your stools and all of your waste is going to be really, really toxic when you start detoxing from an intracellular level. Okay, so anyway, Colema.com is the Colema Boards of California. They make a superior Colema product. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I will give you a little trick, because they're always sold out. A little trick is that you can call them and say, hey, I'm in a little bit of an emergency. I really need to have one. They'll offer you a manufactured defective item that's just as good as all the other ones. I have a manufactured defect one. They give you $25 off, and they're generally able to get it to you months before had you ordered the normal one. And also there's a link on Amazon for a Colema board. I've never used it. I have a couple clients who have. It gets the job done. Ideally, you would get a Colema board of California, Colema.com, Colema.com. And yeah, like I said, these are the best done at the end of the day. They will drain you, and you don't want to be doing these first thing in the morning unless you're prepared to just chill out all day. So I'm going to take you inside, and I'm going to show you what I'm working with here. Alrighty, Welcome to my humble abode. This is a 5-gallon jug from Home Depot, nothing special. Ideally you would get one that's BPA free, but you know, I cut some corners here and there. Little corners like this I think are good to cut. It allows you to kind of put your budget towards other things and not go crazy with paranoia of toxins. So not a huge deal. I'm not putting boiling water in there, so I don't think the BPA is leaching much into the water. But if you want to be safe, go with a BPA-free plastic 5-gallon container. I use half Big Berkey water, 2 gallons of Big Berkey water, and 2 gallons of distilled water. You want to heat up about 1.5 gallons of water, okay? Because you want the water to be very, very warm. Not hot, but not cold either. That it allows for the best colonic. Okay, so now give me a second, guys. I gotta change the settings here. Boom. Okay. So heating up a little bit of water. 5-gallon jug. I only use 4 gallons of water most of the time. What's this? Why do I have all these vegetables out? Getting my juicer ready. Am I gonna be putting juice in my butt? Is that what's happening? Spirulina, is that going in my butt? I don't know. Stay tuned. I'll show you soon. Here's the Colema board. That blue thing is the board. That's another 5-gallon bucket. And I'm gonna set this bad boy up in my beautiful bathroom and show you guys the next steps in a minute. Hey guys, next step here, I just set up the Colema board. As you can see, I have another 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot here, and the board is lying perpendicular to the toilet. Ideally it would be horizontal, meaning starting there and ending over there, but of course I don't have enough space for that in my bathroom. So this is the next best option, and the board basically rests on the toilet. You can see the entry point that goes straight into the toilet, so it directs all the water that you're releasing into the toilet. I have a 5-gallon jug here. It's food grade, which means the plastic is slightly more stable. I know I was talking about it in the last video about how, you know, ideally you would go to a BPA-free plastic jug, but like I said, I don't boil the water. It's not a huge deal. I would say at the bare minimum you want to get food grade instead of the normal paint bucket from Home Depot. 5 gallons of water in here, while I have about 4 gallons of distilled and Big Berkey. And this is the tubing that it comes with. And basically what you do is you hook this piece up in here. You use this to siphon the water. As soon as the water reaches the tip, gravity takes over and finishes the job. And then you add this tip in lastly. And then lube up the tip before you put it in the can. You want to lube it up. You don't want to be jamming this thing up your can without lubrication. So yeah, that's pretty much the basic setup of a Colema board. This bucket, you want it to be about 2 feet above. So you want the bottom of the bucket to be right around 2 feet above the board itself. So I haven't measured mine, but it's probably right around 24 inches. But that's the perfect amount of gravity when it's that high. Hey guys, I just want to show you one more thing. Before I do my colonic, I want to show you while I'm actually on it, so you can get a better idea of how it works. Of course, I wouldn't be wearing shorts when I do the real thing, but you want to get your bum all the way lined up to that crevice, and maybe put a pillow here. You want to relax and breathe and massage your stomach. When you massage your stomach to make a bowel movement in the morning, you would go from the bottom right around towards your ribs and towards the bottom left. When you do a colonic, you want to massage in the opposite direction, from the left up your ribs and back down again. Okay, you want to bring the water as deep into your intestines as possible. So one last clip for you before the end of the video. I'm going to show you what I do after a colonic, which in my opinion is just as important as what you would do as doing the colonic itself. So stay tuned. Hey guys, final stretch of the race here. Feeling a little drained after that colonic. It's been a long day, but I got a nice recovery drink, and you know, the recovery drink is, you can have it as simple as you want it to be or as complex as you want it to be. You know, I'll share with you what I'm going to do tonight. I've done, you know, sometimes I go a little more intense, but basically what I do is just get a nice greens juice going for the minerals and the electrolytes after the colonic, and what I have going on here is cucumber, celery, half of a grapefruit, lemon, ginger, kale, and I've been having some grapefruit in my diet. I was sugar-free for 2 years, but I'm starting to reincorporate a little bit of sugar and lemon and grapefruit, and I'm loving grapefruit because, in particular, I'm working hard on my Lyme disease, and grapefruit deactivates an enzyme that breaks down cat's claw and artemisia, sweet wormwood. So those two are really badass for Lyme disease, and our body treats it as a toxin and actually kind of shuts it down. So grapefruit deactivates the part of our body that shuts down artemisia and cat's claw. So I got a nice hearty greens juice here. Wow, kale is strong. And what I'll do, I'll put a couple of scoops of microsilica in it. Microsilica being a binding agent, and really, when you put it in with a citrus juice, it enhances it for sure. And I got cardiovascular research, liposomal melatonin. Liposomal magnesium. They also make a great liposomal melatonin. Liposomal magnesium. I got 4 little pills of probiotics, Garden of Life Primal Defense. I'll put a squirt of horsetail. Put a squirt of nettle. I'll take 1 or 2 of these Garden of Life vitamin C's, and I'll take 1 or 2 of these spirulinas. Sometimes I go much higher with the spirulina, but I've been working hard, and spirulina is really detoxifying. So, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to take any spirulina tonight. I've really been working hard on my body, so I'm going to take it easy. But spirulina is great for also replenishing the nutrients. So I'll throw a squirt of marine phytoplankton in there, sun food marine phytoplankton. And even what you can do is you can put protein powder in the juice and make make it extra dense and blend it up. You can put anything in this. Bottom line is you want to have a recovery drink in place after the colonic. Replenish probiotics, replenish electrolytes and minerals, and another thing you can use is Trace Minerals Research Trace Minerals drops, called Concentrates drops. So I'm going to settle down now, start stretching, listen to some binaural beats, relax, have a beautiful night's sleep.